I'm Adrienne Pedersen. Today on Upfront, a new year and new hope for the economy. COVID-19 brought the economy to its knees. Next, what experts see ahead in 2021.
We're making great progress. A lot of our industries are up and running and looking to hire people.
Plus, the view from business and labor. We have insight and analysis today from Dennis Winters, Chief Economist for the Department of Workforce Development, Kurt Bauer, President of Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, and Stephanie Bloomingdale, President of the Wisconsin AFL-CIO.
Taking on the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Upfront with your host, Adrienne Pedersen.
Welcome to our first Upfront of 2021. We're happy to turn the page on a new year after a tough 2020. COVID-19 devastated many people's lives and livelihoods, but this year, there is hope of a vaccine and maybe things will get better. The experts do see improvement coming in 2021. So today, we're digging into the economic and employment outlook for the new year. The Department of Revenue recently published its Wisconsin economic forecast. It projects employment to grow 4% in 2021, 2.1% in 2022, and 1.4% in 2023. The forecast says Wisconsin is expected to get back to its pre-COVID level of employment by early 2023, while the rest of the country reaches that level by the end of 2022. We'll hear several perspectives today on the economic and jobs outlook for 2021, starting with Dennis Winters, the Chief Economist for the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development. So, Dennis, you just heard the timeline there, employment recovering to pre-COVID levels by early 2023. Is that realistic? What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think it's realistic. It's going to be a little while as we adjust coming out of this. We don't know when everything is going to return to normal, but it's kind of a race between the economic development and the vaccines. So that's quite a reasonable path that we're looking at.
Is there any concern that it could be after that?
Well, sure. Again, we're a little bit uncertain. It depends on how quickly we can get inoculations and open up the economy for those industries that have been affected the most.
And when talking about the vaccine, how important do you think it is to really get COVID under control to have our employment and the economy overall in Wisconsin move forward?
Well, I think it's very important. I think the vaccine will allow people's confidence and both public and private sector to come back and draw people into the industries that have been most affected by it. So that'll give the confidence going forward and allow us to get back to what the new normal might be, or I call the next normal. But that's what caused the recession that we went into, and that's what's going to alleviate it coming out.
So to put this in perspective, the unemployment rate in Wisconsin in February 2020, really before COVID hit us, was 3.5%. In November, Wisconsin had an unemployment rate of 5%. So we are going in the right direction. Does that new number, that 5%, fully reflect the unemployment picture, do you think?
Well, it's based on the numbers that we collect in the surveys that we do, so it's calculated off of those numbers. So that is what it reflects. We do know that some people have dropped out of the workforce a little bit because they can't find jobs right now. So we'll see when they come back, when the jobs are available, and that number might change a little bit. But yeah, we're making great progress. A lot of our industries are up and running and looking to hire people.
And when you talk about that, the industries that are up and running and looking to hire people, obviously some industries have been hit really hard when you think about hospitality. But in that economic forecast, I was reading through it, and it was saying that some businesses are doing even better than they were doing before. So go ahead and explain what you're seeing with that.
Well, sure. Some delivery businesses, for example, right? We're seeing a lot of that going on in distribution as we get products, not from the stores, but as people are shopping online and the food service and things like that. So those businesses that are transporting goods are doing very well. And our construction industry, actually, the job numbers were up last month. Manufacturing is looking for workers. They're down a little bit, but not to the extent that some of the other industries are. So we've got some industries, like I say, that are doing well, that are looking for workers.
And how does that really, would you say, kind of balance out, if it does at all, the overall economy when you have industries doing really poorly and others doing really well because of coronavirus?
Well, you may have heard about the K economy, where those industries that are doing well and hiring people, those people are doing fine. The other side of it is the leg that goes down, and those are in what I call the congregational industries. Those are leisure and hospitality that have taken the major hit in employment, as much as losing 50% of their jobs at the height of the ramifications of the COVID. Now they're back. All the industries are back from what they were, but the leisure and entertainment business, leisure and hospitality, is only back to down 30% of their employment. So they've got a ways to come back, and that's all based on the COVID, eradicating, if we can, COVID-19.
How many years do you think it will take something like the hospitality industry to truly recover from this?
Well, I think once we get the vaccine in and is widely, distributed and effective, I think those industries will come back pretty quickly because people will want to get back out and resume what has been their normal life before the COVID.
And I've heard a lot of people say, I'm sure you have too, that $600 direct payment from the federal government this time around, that's not enough. What's the overall importance, though, when it comes to Wisconsin's economy and the federal government stimulus?
Well, we're a consumption economy, so any money we can get into people's pockets to spend is going to be a good thing, depending on what the level is. If it's $600, $300, say on benefits, it's a function more of are you working, but it's a function of do you have a job to go back to. So if there's no demand for your product, at a bar or a restaurant, you're not going to be hired back. So there's no incentive or disincentive to go back to work if there is no job.
What do you think the state should be doing to help in all of this?
Well, that's a little beyond me. You talk to the policy folks and things like that. But anything they can do as far as bringing people back and getting jobs secure, making people comfortable and confident that they're not going to get sick, and take the period now to get people trained up for new jobs if they want.
And speaking of that new job training, how do you think that COVID overall could impact the way jobs look here in Wisconsin some years down the road?
Well, it's hard to say at this point. We know people are working from home, and are they going to telecommute and things like that? The extent of that, some of that will stick, some of it won't. It'll just depend on what industry you're in, because you can't really, work from home if you're in the construction business or the restaurant business or the manufacturing business on a production line. So it's going to be wait and see about which industries are affected and to what extent.
All right. Well, Dennis Winters, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, the view from the business community. What business leaders see happening in 2021 and what they need to get back to normal. I'll ask Kurt Bauer of the Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce next on Upfront.